30 seconds more. Thank you, Leah, for recording. That was clutch. All right. I'm just signing in. Hopefully you all can see the screen.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. There we go. We are going to get started today. Thank you all. This is going to be a refresh from ones that I've done before. I'll just call it a rerun, but I do think it's very important to do. And it's pinning your sales from either this year or the last 6 months, or maybe you want to do your lifetime sales. You can do that with what I'm showing you today. It will look like this. I'm going to show you the preview, and then I'll show you how we got there. So I'm playing around with the different options, but you can see you can do very different logos and icons and all of that as well. But so today, in order to pin your sales, you're going to want to have your matrix open. You are also going to want to have Excel open. And you're also then going to want to have your Google open. Google Maps is what we're going to be working out of today. So this is what the finished project looks like. I'm going to show you how we get here. So first, I'm going to start in our MLS. So go to your MLS, go to search, and the key thing here is cross properties. Okay, cross properties gets everything from the gray and above. So commercial, lots and lands, farms, multifamily, residential, rentals, and single family. It will capture all of those because as you'll see here on the example that I have, I did mine for the office. We had some land deals. I would have missed them had I just searched single family. So make sure you do cross properties so that you get everything that you've done. The other thing you want to come down and do is do closed and comp sold that you see here. And then set your dates. I went back to January 1 and I closed it out at the 31st because I want to know what we did as an office. Again, this is personal to you. You might want to do the same thing for what you did last year. Maybe you want to do your lifetime, or maybe you were so busy you wanted to do just the last 6 months. Totally your call. The other things that you're going to want to do is make sure you come down here to listing agent and selling agent. And you're going to have to do your NERDS number in here 2 times. One as the list side. This will capture all of your listings. And then you're going to come back in and you're going to do all the selling ones and put your NERDS number in there. And that will capture all of your buyers. I'm going to show you what we do and how to do it right here. But those are the big takeaways. If you try and save time and go listing agent and selling agent, the only ones you're going to get are the ones you hogged or double-sided or however we want to say it. So I'm going to show you right here. So I'm going to start with our office and I'm going to put in our office code 8769. On the list side, you'll see right away, I have 229 results. So I hit the results, and I like to do the 1-line list because eventually when you export this, you're only going to want the street address and the city. That's all Google needs. And they will take that information and put it on the map. So I have all 229. I make sure I select all of them. I make sure that it says I check 229. Then I go back down here to export. And it's going to ask me, Nate, do you want the single line? Yes, I do. So then I hit export, and it's actually going to open up into an Excel program for me. And here's what it looks like. So I've got all that property information on that one line list. What you're going to want to do is make sure all the information on there is correct. I like to just expand because I'm going to use column D and E to export over here in a little bit. I'll show you that. The rest of this you can keep for your own purposes, but for the idea of pinning the map on Google, you don't need any of that. You just need the street address and the city. So I've got this. I remember it's number 19. I'm going to close it down. I'm going to go back into my MLS. I'm going to go to criteria because I want to keep the same criteria. And then instead of the list side, I'm going to go to the cell side and I'm going to type in my office code again. So this would be your NERDS number. And now I have 190. So I hit the results again. I've got all 190. I make sure to check all so I get those to transfer over. And I hit export one more time. So in fact, I'm going to have two Excel programs open. If you saw, the single line said number 19. Now it's on number 20. Now that they're open, I can click in here. Here's number 19. These are all my list sides. And I want to open number 20. And what I do is, again, I expand these to make sure that the information is clean and open. So I don't see any hashtags like you see here. And then I just copy. I scroll down and copy. I'm sure you Excel wizards know the quicker way to do this. This is just the Nate Harrington way, which is slow and clunky. So now that I've got these, I right click, I copy, and I'm going to go back to the one I had open, number 19. And I'm going to paste these in. I'll scroll all the way to the bottom. And paste them in. Oh, yep. Okay, so then I just come in here. I like the ones I want to get rocking and rolling. Give yourself plenty of room. And then I like to go back up to make sure they get pasted in. Now I right click in the shaded area. I hit paste. I must not have copied it well enough. Sorry. Anyway, let me show you what it looks like on the back end. After I paste it, I have all of my sheets right here. I've got 19, 20. I shrink these down. I closed one by accident. Sorry. Going too fast, guys. There we go. Paste them in. Now I know that they're in here. Now, just for nice, clean purposes, I just get rid of these columns that I don't need. Because if you give the Google too much information, it doesn't work the way you want it to. So, all right, it's not going to operate the way I want it to here. delete. And again, you Excel wizards probably could do this step quicker than me. Too much coffee. I'm quivering here. Here we go. So now I have everything. I've got all 400 and some odd properties that are on here. I want to save it as, so I remember what it is. Then I'm going to close everything out and I'm going to go into Google Maps. Well, you start with, you go into Google and you go to the little hamburger. And right here on Maps is what you're going to click. Then you go to the little smaller hamburger in the left-hand corner and you go down to Saved. Once you're here, you want to slide all the way over to the right and go to Maps. And way at the bottom, it says Create Map. You click there. Google is going to ask you again. You hit Create. So now when you're in this screen, here's where you import that Excel or CSV file that you just did. So I'm going to go to export or import, sorry. Hit browse. I go find it. I already made one. I'm going to use this one. Now in here it says choose the columns for the position of your place marks. And what I'm going to tell you to do is go street and city. You hit continue. The next one is the title of your markers. You need to select one. I typically just go the city. Once I have this done, I hit finish. And there you go. It will go in here and put the pins on those addresses that you just shared and uploaded. So now you have these pins. Pretty cool. Any questions before I keep moving on? You've made it this far. You're about 75% of the way to having it look great. I'm going to show you the rest of the 25% right here. So I've got these pins and they come in blue. I can change these pins. I can change the style of them. I can even change the color, or if I'm really wanting to get cool and fancy, I can come in here and custom load my own logo. How do I do that? So you're going to go over here on this box and go to all items. When you hover on this, you get this little paint can. It turns gray and you get the paint can. When you hit the paint can, you slide over the top and you click it. You want to select a color, whether you're Edina red or you've got your own custom colors, you can pick those in here. And then the popular icons, house just happens to be one of the first ones. And you can click that. And now I've got these all loaded and ready to go. Now, if you want to do different icons, you certainly can. Here's the pin. You can come down here to more, and you can even select a few more. You know, maybe it's the finish line or something. However you want to do it, you have thousands of them to choose from. But let's say you wanted to, you've got a logo or you want to be different. So you come down here to custom icon, and it's going to ask you to upload it from somewhere. I made just a funny one here. I did a key. I hit open, and now it says, all right, we found it. Here it is. I hit OK, and boom. Now it transfers it, all of those icons, into whatever logo I fed it. Now, I think it looks not very good, so I'm going back to the house. Again, go to here. I'm just going to select the icon again, select that I want it to be Edina red. And now you have your map. Any questions on this? So, as an agent, you can do this however you want. I've had one success story is I had an agent that just was in competition for a listing in Como Park, and this agent sold nothing but Como Park. We pinned all of her sales in that area, and the whole screen was red because she'd sold every house, multiple times. But that's a great way for you to use for marketing as well, is to show people, look, I've been doing this, or here's where I do my business, so on and so forth. This is my office, so that's why I did it. But great tool. Now you can come in here and preview it, and it shows you what it will look like. If you want to change the background, you can certainly do that as well. And you just get out of this and go hit edit here. These are all the cities. So I hit edit and it brings me back to the home screen. And now maybe I just want to change the way the map looks. I can hit base map and it might change some things. It could do it like this. Maybe I just want to get rid of and just show the major roads. I can even dive in and go, what was the one I was thinking of? It's like a yellow. Well, all right. So shows you different ways that you can do it on a map if you want. And then when you scroll in, it starts to get more yellow and shows in the metro area. You can see it yellows out to the suburbs. So simple, quick, very, very effective. I will tell you this right now. Still to this day, when I was selling, I did this map and put it out on Facebook. And it was the number one marketing piece that I'd ever done. I had people call me off of that going, wow, I saw your post on Facebook. You've been busy. I didn't know you worked in this neighborhood. I didn't know you worked in this area. Very effective. I hope that you can use this and use it for whatever marketing purposes that you need. Social media, maybe you're going to put it in your listing presentation, your buyer presentation, however you want to use it. And now you can, using your sales, whether it's for the last year or your whole lifetime. Any thoughts, any questions?
How many years will it go back?
Yes, great question. I think it goes back to when they first moved everything over from the books to and further from the real estate books. I want to say early 2000s, but you may want to confirm that. I'm not sure. I know it goes back further than 10 years.
Excellent information, Nate.
Well, good. I hope you all use it. However, like I mentioned, however you plan to use it, but it's a great thing to do at this time of year because you will see your competitors already. Agents are already filling the social medias with all of their success stories. Well, you've got them right here as well, and you can get that out to your crowd. So,
Thanks, Nate.
all right.
Thanks, Nate. That was great.
Beautiful. Well, good luck out there. And if you need any help on this, feel free to let me know. I can call you, Teams you, walk you through it, or help you out all the way around.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Nate.
You bet. Be well.
Thank you.